Hey everybody, I thought I'd just do something different and start 2 minutes early. So how's everybody doing? Great to see you guys. Today is just raw Q&A. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can. I'm going to be as specific and tactical as I can to help you guys out. I'm going to pull from my own experience on Amazon, as well as other coaches and multi-million dollar sellers on Amazon combined to help you guys out as much as possible. Ask your questions. Don't ask them twice because then I end up reading them twice and it wastes everyone's time. But if you did ask a question earlier today, I saw many of you guys jumped on like 2 hours ago. I can't see them anymore. The latest one I can see is from Matthew Yelverton. What's up, Matthew? So I'm going to start with that one. So if you don't see it in the chat when you scroll, just add it on now. All right. Well, good to see everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Good evening to you, those of you guys in Europe. I just want to say I'm really looking forward to meeting many of you. Next Thursday, I leave. I'll be there on Friday, and I'm going to be in Europe for a week and then in China for a week following that. Meeting Just When I'm Warriors, training, working with you guys. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But in the meantime, let's keep doing our Q&As. I want to help you guys as much as I possibly can. Good to see you, Warriors. All right, so we'll start with Matthew's question first. What's up, brother Matthew? How do I use the individual account on Amazon? So there's two kinds of seller accounts you can get on Amazon. There's an individual account and there's a professional account. The professional account I always recommend if you're serious about making money. If you're dabbling and considering Amazon and testing it out, individual account is perfect. But if you're trying to become a millionaire, if you're trying to build passive income so you can fire your boss and get rid of the 9-to-5 soul-sucking daydream of just constantly working for someone else and never being able to break out of that cap of income, then yeah, you absolutely 100% need to get a professional account because it'll give you access to business reports, which is really important for understanding your listings conversion, as well as PPC ads. There's massive advantage to having a professional seller account. When it comes to brand registry, which leads to brand gating, which leads to headline search ads. I mean, if you're going big, get it. And once you're at least selling 40 items a month minimum, it already pays for itself because you spend an extra dollar per sale when you have an individual account. When you have a professional account, yeah, you do pay 40 a month, at least for .com, but you don't pay the extra dollar fee for each item you sell, so it ends up breaking you even. What's up, Victor? How are you, man? Seth, my two big questions are number one, launch strategies, and number two, PPC best practices. I'm on my second product launch. So first of all, congratulations to you, brother. That is awesome. So first, let's talk about launch strategies. When you launch a product, your goal is to make it visible as quickly as possible. If I go to the Amazon store here on my phone and I begin to search for a product, you want your product showing up as soon as possible. If it's not going to show up just because it's a new product, it's not going to get it on the first page. So how do you get me to see it right away when I type in the keyword or on the first page of search results on the web browser? You use PPC ads. You need to run your ads aggressively enough to show up at the top, not the bottom, the top of first page search results. If you show up at the bottom of that first page, the data you receive is going to be somewhat skewed because a lot of people don't see it. So you might be getting a lot of impressions, it's showing up, but you're not getting clicks. And if you don't get clicks, you really don't know what your conversion's like. They clicked on it, not enough people clicked on it. If only 10 people clicked on it within a few day period, that's not enough data to know how well is it converting. You need 500 people clicking on it. Then you know if 500 people clicked on it, but only one of them purchased it, I definitely have a conversion problem. And now I need to go back to the listing and adjust my main photo, adjust my price, work on the title. Usually it's going to be your photo and your price. So that is a very general explanation on how to launch. To be more specific, you need to know all the most important keywords for that product. So if your product is this special, awesome, super duper sophisticated electrical tape, and you're selling this, what terms do people search on Amazon looking for this? You need to know those terms. Black electrical tape, plumber's tape, electrician's tape, electrical black stretchy tape. Find all the main keywords. Usually there's not going to be more than 5 to 7 really main ones and not more than a total of about 15 to 30 that you'll put in your ad campaign. When people tell me they put in hundreds of words in an ad campaign, I think, That's not good. They're wasting money. Too many of those words are not relevant enough to make you money. You need the best keywords. And once you have those keywords, you're going to take the top ones, the long tail, and you're going to bid higher than the highest bid, 30 cents to $1 higher. That way, you know, if you're bidding high enough, you will show up. And remember, there's two things, guys, with ads. You have to bid high enough to show up, and you have to make sure the keyword's relevant enough to show up. Those two things are important. Number three, if I search this keyword and you have it as exact match, electrical tape, but that word is in that order is not in your title. Maybe it's tape electrical, but not electrical tape. Your listing ad may never show up because there's a lack of relevance, because it's an exact match, which means it'll only show up when someone types in that exact word, but that exact phrase must also be somewhere in your listing. So in other words, put the most important keywords in your title, the second most important keywords in your bullet points. That's where your 5 to 7 best keywords are going to go. They need to match what's in the ad campaign. You need to bid aggressively so I see it. And now if you have 1,000 people clicking on your ad, but there's a low conversion, you need to change something on that listing. Now there's a lot more to it. We could talk about giveaways, but I'll stop there. All right, how to make successful Amazon ads. I kind of just answered the question. I can give you a little more on that. So I would take all of your keywords and I would break them into 3 categories. You're going to have your super highly relevant, you're going to have your medium relevant, and you're going to have your low relevant. And you take your low relevant keywords, you're going to put them on the back end of your listing. You know when you go and edit the listing and it has keyword tab, you're going to drop it in there. There's 1 box now. It used to be 5 boxes. In fact, guys, if you were one of the people who transitioned from the 5 to 1 box, I recommend you go in there, remove the keywords, put them back in. 250 bytes max, because you might lose indexing. It's a little glitch in Amazon's system, so that can help you. So you're going to put your least relevant in the back end. Those would be like homonyms, synonyms, misspells, those kinds of keywords. Your most relevant are going to go in the title and some in your bullet points, and then the medium relevant, the bullet points in the product description. Once you've built your listing like that, and you know the most important keywords are in your listing, then you're going to build your Amazon ad. Your Amazon ads are only going to be as effective as the listing upon which they are built. This is extremely important. You must make sure, you guys, that if you can't just put in a bunch of keywords. It has to be keywords that I would actually be searching if I'm looking for your product. If you just put in coffee, but you're selling a cherry wood coffee mug, that's not relevant enough. If I search coffee, I might be looking for coffee beans. What are the chances I want this? But if the keyword is cherry wood coffee mug, now the relevance is very high. All right, great question. Naz Khan says, how do I find my exact niche? The reason I love this question, you guys, is because this was one of my biggest struggles when I started as an Amazon seller, and I'm going to share with you what that was. When I started on Amazon, I was looking for how's that for my art? That is supposed to be a coffee mug with coffee in it, or tea. It's black tea, by the way. I was looking for a product. If your mindset is, I need to find the right product to make a lot of money on Amazon, that is the wrong mindset. Because people don't actually look for products. They're looking for solutions. They're looking for experiences. They're looking for pleasure. Everyone does everything for 2 reasons: to gain pleasure, to avoid pain. Everyone. Even some things we do that are painful because we know it'll result in less pain or more pleasure later on. So what I need to do is think about a niche. And that's why I love your question, Naz Khan, is you're thinking about a niche. Now, what is a niche? A niche would be, I'll give you an example. Watch this, guys. This is what I'm about to tell you. You can apply this to product research, to building your listing, to launching your listing, to growing your listing. All of it's relevant, okay? What I'm about to tell you is a foundational pillar to selling on Amazon. You ready? Here we go. I'm going to add this special artistically drawn coffee mug, okay? So first keyword is going to be wooden coffee mug. I know you guys can see that writing because it's all beautiful and everything, but that says wooden coffee mug for those of you guys who cannot read my hieroglyphics. Down here, I'm going to have tea mug. Okay? Now you have tea mug. And over here, I'm going to have cherry wood mug. Now, I could do 3 or 4 or 5 more, but let's just stop with that. I want you to notice that all of these keywords, if someone searched tea mug, wooden coffee mug, cherry wood mug, my product, Seth Kniep's product, is the answer to what they're looking for. If someone searches this, there's a strong chance this fulfills their desire. And the longer the word is, the more relevant, right? If we said, I don't know how you would say this, but divot or crease, 1, 2, 3, 4 crease circular coffee mug cherry wood, that's a really long word. Well, that's exactly what this is. So the relevance is higher, which means the conversion is higher, okay? This, my friends, is a niche. Instead of thinking, I want to sell a coffee mug, you need to think, I want to sell what people are looking for. Because guess what? You don't make money if you don't solve a solution for people. So the way you do that is you find all these keywords that point to the same idea. And these keywords are what end up in your title and bullet points back in a description. And they also end up in your PPC ads. You see? That's why when I'm on AmazeOwl, and you can apply this to market intelligence, you can apply this to Jungle Scout if you want. When I'm on AmazeOwl, if I'm looking at one product niche, I will do several searches. You know how you can put in a keyword and you build like your competitors and your search volume all around it? I'll do like 4, 5, 6, 7 of them just to launch a single product. Because when I combine all that knowledge from all those different keywords, that gives me a full niche. And when I understand the niche, I understand the market. Understanding the market means you understand what people want. If you know what people want and you provide them what they want, they will pay you money to give that to them. That is how you find a market niche. All right, let's see. What's up, Herb? Brilliant. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. What do you guys prefer to use as shippers for your products to Amazon? This is a great question. We have an account with FedEx. So we actually have a number that we just type in. We want to do a shipment, and we use it for samples. We use it sometimes for MOQs, for something that's quick and short. Oftentimes, however, the supplier will recommend a shipper that is better than FedEx or UPS. And I think someone asked that question, can FedEx ship by sea? Technically, they can. They usually work with other freight forwarding companies to do that, but the expenses go up a lot. So as a general rule of thumb, if you're shipping a sample or you're doing a minimum order quantity, a small product, and by small, I mean it's under a pound, it fits in a shoebox, and size is even more important than weight when it comes to shipping by air, because size costs a lot more than weight. You could have a very heavy but small product and spend way less, even though it's 10 times heavier, than trying to ship these foam. These things are very big and light, but they're huge, than trying to ship these. So if you're doing shipping by express, which is usually 5 to 7 days, or by, what's the other one? Freight, air freight, which is 10 days, 7 to 10 days. And that could be a minimum order quantity, or it could be a sample. And if it's not huge or super heavy, then I would always go with DHL or FedEx or UPS. But if you're doing a massive one, you're shipping by sea, that's where I would go to the supplier and say, hey, can you give me a quote? Who would you recommend? And I would order DDP, delivered duty paid, because that pays for all the way to the doorstep of Amazon or your house or your warehouse. And it includes a built-in customs agent to take care of the paperwork for you, so you don't have to worry about all of that. Because the first time we did that, it was a headache. We did it, we succeeded, we learned a lot, but it was not worth it because it takes a lot more time. All right, Seth, do you recommend to buy a GS1 code for the first product on Amazon or an Amazon exception? Gotcha. I would absolutely 100% get a GS1 code. Now, one of our coaches, Amanda, came up with a super good idea. She said, if you guys actually, if you want to, you could use a UPC code that you purchased from eBay or somewhere else and use it as a test, because you're just going to create the listing. You have to have the code to create the listing, and you can let it sit there for up to 2 weeks. And if there's any kind of restriction or product certification needed for that, or if there's a keyword in your title that triggers Amazon's system to say, hey, there's a problem, you will know usually within 2 weeks. Then you can decide, is this actually a product I want to sell or not? Are there too many restrictions? Do I have to get a bunch of certifications, like if it's a child's product, to get it approved? So you can do that. Then once you know you're going to sell the product, you create a new listing, or no, sorry, you keep the listing, you go in and you change it with the good code from GS1. The reason I no longer recommend getting your codes from eBay is very simple. If you get a code from eBay and someone previously registered that code to, let's say, the kitchen category, but you're selling in pets, You might be selling in pets for a while, and Amazon comes along and they shift your product to the kitchen category. And you're going, what in the world? These doggy treats do not fit in kitchen. And all of a sudden your PPC ad is not working and your ranking is dying. And why in the world would they do that? Because that code was registered originally with kitchen. When you buy it from GS1, yeah, I know it's like $200. I know it's expensive, but it's an investment, you guys. When you buy it from GS1, you avoid that issue. Now, there's one caveat you guys need to know. For those of you guys who got a trademark and you got it registered and you are brand registered on Amazon, make very sure that once you put in that UPC code, it's the one you're going to use long-term, which means it needs to come through GS1. Why is that? Because you cannot go back and change your UPC code for a brand registered product. It won't work. Amazon will require you to create a whole new listing. Good question, Hilsa. All right, I need help running my Amazon business. I opened the seller account now. It's 2 years, but I haven't made any profits, but I pay every month. So So my first question is, what is your strategy? You need a strategy. Like, what is your goal? What are you trying to accomplish? I would start by saying, well, what product category do I want to sell in? What product category do I know the most based on life experience where I could really just grow and learn and help people in that category? And I'll give you guys a little secret to selling anything online. Take your pain and leverage it, not just to grow you, but monetize it. I know that sounds weird. There are many warriors in our community, and some of the products that my wife and I sell on Amazon are the exact same thing, where they took something that was a problem for them. Maybe you had a bad back and you suffered for it, or it's a chronic thing in your family. And so you said, you know what, no one's really, you know how they have all those products that they're supposed to like straighten your back up so that, you know, when you sit at the desk, you're all have good posture. Take something that you have, I have to be careful with this, emotional pain from, but are still able to be objective enough to not be emotionally attached to the product. Take your knowledge, your understanding of their frustration, of their sorrow, and you create a better solution for people. You will be able to write the description on that like no one. You will understand the problems, the risks, all that stuff. Some of the best Amazon sellers came from retail. They worked in retail. They sold toys. They understand parents and kids. They understand seasons, and they know what they like. So it's just a natural transition for them, except now they make tons more money because they can keep making money while they're sleeping instead of having to be in the retail store and dealing with all the other stuff you have to do with a brick and mortar. So my recommendation is take something from your life. And this is what I love about being an entrepreneur, you guys. You can take everything in your life and use it for good. This idea, oh man, that year, that just sucked. I wish I could redo it. Maybe not. Maybe that was one of the most important years of your life to get you to a point so you could be stronger as a result. Why not take that and leverage it and monetize it? By monetize, I mean turn it into money, to create margin for you, to offer something meaningful to the world that gives back. And at the same time, you can become rich doing that. I just love that concept. All right. Hello, says Hossam. What can I do when I refuse to register permanently? I don't understand the question, brother. Can you expound a little bit? All right, let's see. Okay. Sonia says, my PPC campaign is not working. How do I create an effective manual PPC? How do I select the keywords? Great question, Sonia. Guys, what I'm about to tell you now, I'm going to use the chalkboard again. You can apply this actually immediately to your Amazon stores. So check this out, you guys, and I hope it's helpful. Let's say, again, we're talking about a coffee mug. I'm going to say wooden, okay? So I'll write it big this time so you can see how amazing my writing is. Wooden. Hey, that's not so bad. I'm proud of myself today. I think it's the black tea. Okay, so wooden coffee mug. Let's just say that's your product, okay, Sonia? You're gonna, and I'm gonna say cherry because you want to be as long tail as you can. The problem with wooden coffee mug is pretty specific, but ask this question: what keyword really truly defines my product? And if someone searched for it, there is a 99% chance this is exactly what they're looking for. Okay, that's how you know your keyword. Just use your intuition on it. You're gonna search that on Amazon. And you're going to look at all the top competitors. And if you're in our community, you know how to do this from the find section. You're going to find all the top competitors, and you're going to take them and you're going to say, okay, look at each title and get all the keywords from their title and put it into a list. Now remember, a white coffee mug ceramic is not a competitor, not a direct competitor to a wooden coffee mug. So you wouldn't do that. But if it's a tall wooden coffee mug, a 12-ounce coffee mug, a hardwood coffee mug, that's relevant to this one over here. You see what I mean? That's a competitor. It's generally, very specifically, the same kind of product. You're going to take the keywords from their titles. Why? Well, if they're selling 15 times a day minimum, you know they're a top competitor. And depending on the product category, it might be like 20 minimum or 25 minimum, especially if you're in supplements. You know they're a top competitor. You know those keywords are making them sell. So what you need to do is use the same keywords plus a trick to get more than they have. You take those keywords, you collect them, then you go to a keyword autocomplete tool like Keyword Tool Dominator, and you find out what are people searching. So I'll give you an example. If I'm on Amazon and I begin to search, let me show you here, guys. 1 second. If I'm on Amazon and I'm shopping for Sonia's coffee mug, and I start typing in coffee mug, okay? Do you notice, guys, that when I type that in, something pops up below? That's called autocomplete. It's telling me what other people are searching on Amazon. So it'll say coffee mug, and then below it's going to pop up. It's going to say coffee mug, and then it's going to say wooden. See? So that's autocomplete. So you can use tools like Keyword Tool Dominator to find the top ranking autocomplete keywords relevant to your listing. You can also do this, Sonia. You can do an asterisk like that. Do an asterisk first, and then say coffee mug. And what that will do is it will put in words that come before coffee mug. So you're saying, I want to know what are the keywords people are searching in Amazon that ends with coffee mug, but there's a word that comes before coffee. And if one of those is cherry wood or hardwood, you're going to get ideas for the product that you're trying to sell. And you might find 3 or 4 keywords that you weren't ranking for before, you didn't know about before. So between autocomplete and your competitors' titles, you're going to put all those together. This becomes now what I like to call your power keywords. Usually it's going to be 5 to 7, but it's not going to max over 30 usually. If it's more than 30, they're probably too many irrelevant keywords. You're going to take those keywords, you're going to divide them into 3 categories. And the most relevant ones, the very most relevant, you're going to make sure in your title and the first couple bullet points. The medium relevant ones, the rest of your bullet points, and the low relevant are going to go in the back end. The high relevant and medium relevant are going to go in your PPC ad. The low relevant will not. The keywords on the back end, those shouldn't be in your ad. You're trying to collect any other possible traffic, but use your low relevant ones. The important ones, the most important, are the title first, bullet point second. Now, how do I run the ad? Now, there's like so much more to teach on this, but I'll give you, we did a 130-page slideshow for the advanced group training on this step-by-step. It took us 4 or 5 weeks to teach the whole thing, but I'll just give you, I hope this is helpful, a summary, is you're going to take your most relevant keywords, like coffee mug wooden or cherry wood coffee mug, and you're going to drop them in as broad match, and you're going to bid higher than the highest suggested bid. And I know in the back of your mind, you might be thinking, yeah, but Seth, that's going to cost me money. Yes, I know it's going to cost you money at first, but you need me as a possible customer. You need me to see your listing. And if I can't see it, you're not going to rank. You're just going to be sitting there not making money. So it's got to show up, and it needs to be at the top of that first page of search results as a sponsored ad. And after 10 days, you're going to download that keyword report. You're going to study it, and you're going to use every single column to determine what needs to change. And if you find a lot of people click on it, but they don't buy it, you have a conversion problem, which means you got to check out your first photo, compare it to your competitors. They probably have a better photo than you. How do you know that? You can go to PickFood. You can test, if you're in our community, test in our community. Hey guys, which one do you like better? Give me an honest vote. Don't tell them which one is yours. And quickly, you're going to learn you can even change it out for a week and see if it changes, then switch it for something else. You're going to find which photo converts the best. Then you're going to look at your price. You're going to compare it to all your top competitors, and you're going to say, am I competitive? Am I asking for too much? Am I at least a little bit lower than the most competitive, but my picture shows more value? Because that's your goal, guys. In my opinion, in most cases, you don't want to be the most expensive. You want to be below the most expensive, but the value shown from your top photo needs to show the greatest value. When you combine those two, it is amazing what can happen. Sonia, I hope that's helpful to you. Good morning, Carla. All right, I'm not sure that I have enough time to pounce product before October 15th, and it's my first product. Should I send about 20 products and sell them for cheap? Do I need my own listing or not? So it depends on your strategy, Nike Awesome. I'm assuming you're doing private label. That's what this Q&A is about. You're building a brand that someday you can sell as a business. That's our goal. We have Just One Dime Warriors who've done this, which is awesome. One of them at our retreat, our summit event, did it for over $1 million. He sold his business that he built through Just One Dime, which is super cool. Assuming you're building a private label brand, Nike Awesome, you need to build your own listing. So it has its own ranking, and you need to build your own brand. So I understand you're worried about timing because you want to get in before the holidays, correct? That's your goal. I wouldn't send in 20 and do it halfway. I would not do that at all. I would build it right and build it well. Now, if you are a new seller, chances are, unless you're in the toys category, you should be okay to be able to sell on Amazon through the quarter if that's what you're concerned about. Toys, there's always been an approval process. And last year, to my knowledge, they kept that gate really wide open. The year before, and I say to my knowledge because we're always already approved because of our experience, but the year before, they restricted some people. Hope that's helpful to you, my man. What's up, Marion? Good to see you. What's up, Charles? All right, let's keep going, guys. I'm going to answer these a little faster because there's a lot of questions. Okay. All right, Mike says, brother, I've never listed a product as a bundle before. What is the best way to bundle products in AMZ Seller Central different than Parachild listing? Yes, it is different. So when you bundle a product, a lot of people, they approach it as I need to do something special or different in Seller Central, and you don't. All you need to do is make sure that when your product is packaged, okay, so let me just give you an example. Let's just say this is your product. You add in a lot of accessories that are smaller, lighter, and cheaper than your main product. That's very important. Okay, you have a nice logo on here. It's printed or it's a sticker. This is what you're going to drop in the box or what you're going to have the supplier ship to Amazon. You could have 100 of these in one box, 500 of these in one box. So in other words, your bundle is all together in one retail packaging together. So you're selling it as one product. You're not splitting anything. You're not making child variations at all. That's what a bundle is. One of the best ways to know how to do a bundle is go to YouTube and type in, we'll use electrical tape again, how to use electrical tape. You'll be amazed what you find. You go through there and you go, oh my goodness, they're saying you need to add this to make it easier to cut the tape or use this when you're strapping it on. Oh my goodness, that's a really good idea. I bet plumbers would use that a lot. And all of a sudden now you're adding accessories that are smaller, lighter, cheaper. If you don't do that, they will be confused. Keep that in mind, you guys. They will be confused. You're adding them to your main listing, to your product, and you're sending that into Amazon. Now, if you ever want to change out some of the accessories, you will have to do what is called a removal order, which means you're going to have them sent back to you if you're in the same country as Amazon. If you're not, then you have to have it shipped to a location there, and they have to be rebundled and sent back in again. Good question, Mike. All right, Bean a Bean Hype Beast. I opened a seller account before I could order. I got suspended, and now I want to drop ship Shopify and come back later when I have enough money. Will it affect me later on Amazon? So if you are drop shipping on Shopify, that's completely separate. It shouldn't have any impact on your Amazon store. The only thing I would say is in most cases, in my experience, my knowledge, which is not omniscient, 95% at least, when someone opens a Seller Central account and they're immediately suspended, it's only a matter of time until they get opened back up again. The reason is because you probably put in something wrong or there was some disconnect between your ID and the information. And so they do that as a protection to make sure no one's borrowing your ID and trying to steal your identity and use that to sell on Amazon. It's a protection thing. So go in and make sure all of your information is 100% accurate. I mean, even typing in the zip code wrong can mess you up. If you use a credit card that's expired, that's going to mess you up. There's a lot of different, if there's an initial on your legal name, but you didn't put it in there, that can mess you up. You be very precise. Second, ask them what they want. What do you guys need from me? Usually Amazon will at least give you a general answer and you can go back and fix that. Third, you need to be persistent. Amazon is quick to judge, slow to forgive. Would you guys agree with that? You are guilty until proven innocent. They have a very non-American mindset when it comes to the legal system. But be persistent and never admit error unless there is no other way. Legally speaking, by doing that, you're pretty much guaranteeing that they're going to have that mark on your record. You want to prove that it was not something you did fraudulent, it was a mistake, or maybe it was different. Right. What's up, Josh? Good to see you, Amber. Okay, Lisa Lamalfa. Seth, I'm ready to enter my listing info on Seller Central. Congratulations. I have my title, I got my bullet points, I got my description, my backing keywords. I'm ready to go. Thanks to Job Listing Builder. That's awesome. Bam, give me 5. I thought you were going to ask a question, but that's still cool. I'm really glad you like it. All right. Seth, my niche is too crowded and I can't bid high to show on the first page because I'm going to lose a lot of money and I'm not going to break even. When you guys, this is a great question, by the way. When you guys launch a product, I want you to think about 2 things, okay? If you want to sell, people need to see. If people are going to see, you got to pay. If you pay so people can see, you can make it convertible. And if it's convertible, you'll make all that money back. At the beginning, of course, you're not going to be profitable. That's part of being a businessman or businesswoman. Look at it this way, Sonia. Imagine that you and I decided we're going to open a really cool place with chalk markers, okay? It's got a bunch of chalk on it. It's a place where people can just express themselves writing chalk all over the walls and the chairs, whatever. This is a random idea. It would fit Austin, though, because Austin's weird, like me. We're going to open a chalk shop, okay? No one's going to come in and buy or rent or whatever we're selling there, buy our chalk, I guess, or rent to use the place unless they have a way to know about it. Like, how do they know we exist? Guys, just because your product is on Amazon doesn't mean people are going to find it. There are millions of products on Amazon. Why would they find yours, let alone buy yours? And I mean that respectfully, guys. You have to ask yourself the hard questions if you want to make money. So if someone's going to find your product, you have to find a way to get it in front of their eyeballs, which means you have to bid high enough so it actually does show up on the first page of search results when they type in the keywords that are most relevant to your product. Now, truth be told, and those of you guys with more experience know this, the majority of your sales end up coming from just a few keywords, like 2 or 3 or 4. But you're still bidding on other ones because they do get you some sales, and it keeps Amazon thinking, oh, this is relevant to my listing. You don't want to make them negative if it's relevant. You just want to drop the bid. So, Sonia, I understand it takes money, but there's another thing to think about. When you do make a sale, even if you spent $100 to get a $70 sale, you still at least you got the 70 back. You only spent 30. So it's not all loss of money. You're still getting some money back, but you have to get to that point in order to rank. Then over time, when people start buying your product because it's showing up without the ad, it's just showing up on its own. And what you do is you drop your budget on your ad as your organic sales go up. I hope that is helpful, my friends. All right. Christopher, how are you, brother? Do I absolutely need to get reviews before running PPC? If so, how can I get reviews without breaking terms of service? Reviews is one of the most emotional and difficult topics for any Amazon seller, and I completely understand why. Number one, most people leave reviews emotionally anyways. Number two, Amazon's made it very difficult to launch with reviews ever since the change that they made 2 Octobers ago. However, the answer to your question is no. You do not need reviews to get your product selling or before doing PPC. The reason I can tell you that is myself, a coach, multiple people in our community have launched recent products with 0 reviews, and they're selling anywhere from 10 to 40 times a day. Now, how are we doing that? Is this an anomaly? Is this something special? No. We pay Amazon behind the back. No, I'm joking. I had to do it. I'm sorry, just had to. The key is we differentiate. In other words, if everyone's complaining about the stupid coffee mug handle keeps breaking, or it's too skinny, or I can't fit my fat fingers in there to hold it, to drink it, we fix the problem and we make the packaging beautiful. And we look at all the competitors and go, how can I make mine the best? So when you do that, you don't lean on reviews. People, listen, everyone. Everyone here, please, please listen. I'm going to save you money by saying this. Chances are you're depending on reviews too much. And if you do that, there is no end to that trail. The problem is reviews help. Yes, they do. But you should be focusing on the long-term path of money, which you differentiate so well, they still buy the product. Then when the reviews start trickling in organically, that just pushes it more. See the difference? Make your product so badass it doesn't need reviews, but when it does get reviews, it's like you got an extra sail on your ship, and now you're going to be sailing really fast. See the difference? Now, with all that said, I still get reviews of my products before I launch them, even if it's just 2 or 3 or 4. The way you do it is you launch your product in a niche. Remember that first question we talked about, Chris, the niche, where the top competitor, the one selling the similar product to yours, has at least under 1,000 reviews. And the other ones might have 50, 20, 10, 30. Therefore, when I type in your keyword and I see a list of all these products and I see Chris's product, or whoever asked the question, I forget. If this one has 80 reviews, this one has 900, this one has 10, this one has 5, they're all kind of in that general under 1,000 review. I'm not going to go, oh, I can't pick his because, he's got 800, but he's only got 10. I don't do that. That's not how people think. Okay. Now, if all of them had like 2,000 and yours has 2, that's a problem because people buy based on comparison. So you can avoid the tendency to overly lean on reviews by differentiating your product so well that the reason people are buying it is not, oh, it's got good reviews, I'll buy it, but it actually fixes a problem that I need fixed and better than anyone else. So what you've done is instead of differentiating yourself by having the most reviews, which is freaking risky, you've differentiated yourself by having the best product. And by the way, that, my friends, builds a brand. And long-term, you'll make a lot more money. All right, you guys, great questions. Where do you search for keywords, says Stacy. Great question. So I would use Keyword Tool Dominator is one of my favorite because it gives you the autocomplete of the keyword, just automatically tells you what keywords people are searching. You can use merchant words. Now, a couple thoughts on merchant words. And again, this is not a criticism of the owner. He's a great guy. He spoke at our summit, but I'm very transparent as well. I think the tool is more positive than it should be. In other words, the search volumes are higher than Google. And I know those search volumes don't come from Amazon. I know this is true of Helium 10. I know this is true of Marketplace Intelligence. Great tools. I'm not criticizing them. But the volume does not come from Amazon. Amazon does not release the volume. If you ask them very directly, where's the volume coming from? You'll probably get an answer like this. It's coming from billions of data points and algorithms, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, what? What does that mean, right? A direct answer would be, it is coming directly from Amazon, or we're guessing based on a bunch of data. See? So there's 2 reasons I say this. Number 1, I want you to be wise with your time and your money. So don't lean on search volume just because a tool says it's from Amazon. Because to my knowledge, there's no tool that does that today. None. Not even Job Toolbox. However, on the other side, it does matter because it gives you an idea of demand. So you can use any of these tools. The reason I love merchant words, it's like walking into a room of massive creativity. You walk in like, man, let's just search, chalkboard eraser. And oh my goodness, have you guys seen it? There's like 500 different product ideas related to chalkboard, things related to chalkboard I didn't know could be related to chalkboard. And then you take each of those, you drop them into Keyword Tool Dominator or to Job Toolbox, and you start finding what's ranking the best, and you build out your niches. One more thought. Do you guys want to get real Amazon search volume for keywords? Honest, true, real ones? You already have it. Do you know where it is? You already have it, guys. You have the search volume. If you're running PPC ads, go look at your impressions. Boom. There you go. AJ says, you are good, man. Thank you, brother. Need to join? Or sister? I don't know if it's a guy or girl. Sorry. I feel bad after someone said, you called me brother, but I'm a woman. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I couldn't tell. Do you have installation I can pay with? I'm in the UK. Please let me know when you're coming. So I'm leaving next Thursday for United Kingdom. And on September the 8th, myself and another Just When Dime coach are going to have a 9-hour, very intense training, what we call a roadshow or workshop with warriors who want to grow their European businesses. And the following day, we're doing a boot camp where we sit down and it's Q&A, 2 hours for the group and only 10 people max. So it's a really small group. It's a very intimate setting and it's going to be awesome. But the only people who can get in have to bring tea. Otherwise, you get kicked out. No, I'm joking. So yes, you can. Just email me, seth@justonedime.com. And I'll take this moment, didn't plan on this, but I'll take this moment to say, so you guys know, so you're not angry with me later, our prices, once the course is done being updated, we're adding approximately 100 videos to the course. The prices will go up, most likely triple. And that isn't, again, a marketing move. It's because we're not charging enough. We are turning people into millionaires. It's mind-blowing. Did you guys hear, really quick, guys, can I just do this? Check this out, okay? I'm going to really quick share my screen. I did this yesterday for those of you guys who are who follow me on Instagram. And if you guys aren't on Instagram, we give free content every freaking day. I just want you to take a minute and look at this. Okay, this was sent to me. I get these all the time, you guys. Almost every day, I have students sending me this. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, that's sales, it's not profit. Well, listen, we don't teach people just to get sales. We teach them profit. We recommend 40% profit minimum. Do you guys want to know what his profits are? Almost 100%. That means for every dollar he's spending, he's getting $2 back. You see that? So if he spent $2,500, look, he got $5,143 back. 100% profit margin, just under on his gross. If you look at his net profit, it's 62%, which is still high above the 40%. Now, let me show you. Now, look at the date. That was June, right? Watch this. Oh, by the way, if just in case you're wondering, is this real? This is a text he sent me talking about it. There you go. Like, we had a conversation about what he's doing. Now, check this out, you guys. This was last month. 7,000. How many employers are going to raise you $2,000 within a month? This is why I love Amazon. There is no cap on the money you can make. Okay. Could you guys see that okay? Hopefully you could. All right. So yeah, you can. Just email seth@justonedime.com if you want to join. Okay, Galken, what does the FBA private label mean step by step? For example, is it just a logo placed in the corner of a shoebox order by China? I love the question because, Galken, I can't tell if you're serious or if you're testing me. And it doesn't bother me at all. I love these questions. And the reason is it's such a great question. Okay, here's what a lot of people will tell you private label is. Hey, guys, go check out Jungle Scout. Did you see a lot of sales? Yeah, there's a lot of sales. Some crazy idiot did a video comparing to AmazeOwl. Don't listen to that guy. He's crazy. But they're selling like 300 of these a day. Really? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go to Alibaba and I'm going to search. I'm going to buy chalks look just like that one. Because if they're selling a lot, I can sell a lot. And all I need to do is put a logo. Can you see it? It's like 0.3 font. I know, but it's there. I promise. It's there. I just put a little logo on it. Oh, shoot. I dropped it. Hold on. Let me get it back on. Okay. I got a logo. I private labeled. I'm going to become a millionaire. Now, I want you to know I'm not making fun of you at all, Galken. I'm assuming you're testing me, which is awesome. I love it. Thank you for the question. Private label does not mean taking a little sticker, sticking it on a box shipped from China, say, I private labeled. No, it means providing solutions to needs. And in a way that is so differentiated, your product is either incredibly better built or it actually looks like a brand new product, but it's relevant enough where you can still test the demand based on keywords. In other words, I use this example because it's so clear, okay? Are my teeth clean to you? Hopefully they are. I have white teeth. Why? 2 reasons, toothpaste and floss. Could you believe that? What if I wanted to cut, let's say floss did not exist. You guys want to know how to find a new product? Check this out. This is a hack right here. You're searching toothpaste. It's selling like crazy. People are in love with their white teeth. And you go, man, I don't want to do a Me Too product, have my tube of toothpaste and put a logo on it, right? Because that doesn't work. It used to work. It doesn't work. So you go, what are they really trying to accomplish? Instead of focusing on the product, the toothpaste, you're thinking, what do they want? They want clean teeth. Guys, that's how you build a business. You don't build a business by selling a product that other people were buying. You build a business by creating a solution, but you do it better. How am I going to do it better? Well, what if instead of selling toothpaste, because I know they want clean teeth, what if we found like this thread? You could stick it in between your teeth like this. It'd be awesome. And it cleans out that stuff that a toothbrush never gets. How do I know that'll work? Well, let's see. There's tons of demand for clean my teeth or cleaning teeth, right? There's tons of demand for that. But a different product to solve the same solution, which is white teeth. You get it? That, my friends, is the best way to launch a product on Amazon. Now, it costs more because you're building a whole new product. You have a new mold. Of course it does. But if you really want to grow your brand, you take that methodology and you run with it. And I just want to say for a minute, for all of you Just One Time warriors going to China, we're going to have such a crazy time talking about this. I cannot wait, because we're going to go deep on using PPC ads to find products that people are searching that no one is selling. Can you imagine that? So Galken, stay with me here. Imagine I every day am searching for colorful chalk. No one is buying it. Can you imagine the money you can make by finding someone to build this for you? You know people are searching for it, but no one's selling it yet. No competition, high demand. That's what we're going to teach you in China. All right. Thank you so much, Galken, for your question. And again, no harm meant at all by being sarcastic. I just like to use it because it's a good form of communication. All right. Let's see. Mark Davies. Hey, Seth, differentiate and put a flat bottom on your mug. I think it is flat at this point. Maybe I can make mine concave. How about that? I like it, man. All right. I already have my products in FBA. Can't do FBM. Listening. Okay. Lisa Malfa says, I think my listing went live before I finished. Help, and the template is different. Why does it not tell you your character count? Very confusing. Do I need to fill in every field? Thank you. You don't have to. Just go back and edit it. You're fine. As a general rule of thumb, the character count for your title is 200. Now, if you're using the toolbox or just Google it, there's tons of tools out there. You just say character count tool, and you paste in your title, and it'll tell you you've used 212 of your 200 characters. So you have to subtract 12 letters. And then it makes you get really creative and say, how do I get the best keywords in there? Now, I'm going to teach you guys a hack here really quick. I think you guys will like this. This hack is responsible. Differentiation is the #1 secret weapon that has made me a ton of money on Amazon. This is probably second or third behind that. You ready? I'm going to show you exactly what myself, I need to get my grammar right, what Kimberly and I do on Amazon. You ready for this? Here it goes. Watch this, guys. I hope that's legible. It says cherry, just in case it's not. Okay, so for those of you guys who do not know my hieroglyphics, it says cherry wood coffee mug 12 ounce. Now just imagine that's my title. Oh, and by the way, Lisa, Amazon tells you your character limits for your titles, okay? Most of them are 200. Some are longer, some are shorter. Now, do you know what I just did, you guys? I did something called keyword bridging or linking. In other words, you could say cherry wood coffee mug 12 ounce is one big fat long tail keyword. And if someone searches it, there's a strong chance they're going to buy my non-concave bottom coffee mug. That's true. However, do you realize there's multiple keywords here? And I wrote it in a way that allows it to overlap to maximize my real estate. This is the beauty of character of space limitation. When you have a limitation of space, you get creative. I wonder how Texas deals with it, because everything's big in Texas. So we don't have to be creative, do we? I'm just joking, Texas. I'm one too, so I can do that, right? Okay. Check this out, guys. Coffee mug. That's a keyword. Cherry wood coffee mug 12 ounce. That's a keyword. Mug 12 ounce. That's a keyword. Give me a second. And they don't have to stay in order, by the way, too. But I want to do that first. Cherry wood, wood coffee, cherry wood coffee mug, mug 12. Okay, now I'm going to switch it. So I already have 3 keywords in one big keyword. You see what I did? And it reads naturally. It's a cherry wood coffee mug 12 ounce. This sounds like you're at a barista and some, hey, everybody want their coffee in their cherry wood 12 ounce. Get what I'm saying? Now I can switch them around. Check this out. Coffee, let's see, cherry coffee mug. That's a keyword. Coffee mug, that's a keyword. Mug. Okay, that could be a mug shot, but it's still a keyword, right? Cherry wood 12 ounce. That still could be a keyword. Some people will type that in, just not thinking that coffee mug is the most important part. So what I did is I just totally saturated just a few words with a lot more keywords, and you get a lot more bang for your buck that way. Do that with your titles. One more thought. If you know there's a certain keyword that converts really well, and you want to freeze it just like it is, so you're going to put it as an exact match in your ad campaign. And let's just say it's cherry wood coffee mug 12 ounce. If it's an exact match in your ad campaign, it must be written in the same order in your title to rank in your PPC ads. But for automatic and for manual phrase and manual broad match, it can mix it up a little. All right, guys. Hey, Fred, how are you, brother? Annabelle says, hello, Seth. When you register as a pro seller in Amazon, do they take international bank accounts or international credit cards? If you are in the Just When I'm program, Dan just finished creating a video that is you guys are going to love, Just When I'm Warriors. There's a massive graph, and Josiah helped build it, and it's beautiful. It gives you like just under 200 countries, like 170 some countries. And with every country, you know, if where I start my business, does it need to be in this country to sell in Europe or to sell in the US? Because those are the two most dominant marketplaces for Amazon right now, is Europe and the US. Japan is growing fast, by the way. So that list is a huge help. Now, if you want to do it manually, you can. Just literally Google Amazon. Let's see. Let me think for a minute. Amazon accepted countries, Amazon. Just Google that. It'll give you a list of all the countries where you can put your business that Amazon accepts it. Now, keep in mind, you could have I'll give you an example. Your business could be in South Africa. You can sell in Europe.co.uk. But if your business is in South Africa, you cannot sell on .com, okay? So you need to know what countries are accepted. If the country is accepted, then there should not be any problem with your credit card. If it's not, we also teach you how to do this. There are two options. You're going to use Payoneer or you're going to use World First. And for those of you guys who do not live in the US, I highly recommend you start in the US. But Seth, you're going to Europe. You're teaching a roadshow. Why would you say that? Because I'll tell you there too, it's still the best way to start. You make money fastest, okay? Also, your reviews transfer over. If I'm selling a .com, now selling .co.uk, guess what, guys? I got reviews from .com is over here. Because the British, they respect those American reviews, right, my British friends? Except on July 4th. So let me show you what you do. Here's how it works, you guys. Let's say your business is this, okay? Here's your business. It's ugly, but you get the idea, right? This is your business. And that business is located in South Africa. Now, when you sell on Amazon Europe over here, and let's say something sells and someone in London buys your amazing coffee mugs, how do you get that money when you live in South Africa, but your business is in South Africa, but you're selling in Europe? Amazon can transfer the money over to your bank account in your business. But if you are selling in the good old US of A, it can't happen. So what do? You have the money transferred to Payoneer or World First, who will then transfer it into your local on-the-ground bank account versus your virtual bank. So technically, you're getting an online bank account. Payoneer, World First are the two best options, okay? And from there, it can transfer to the account the bank account where your business is located. A little tip for the Americans in here. If you start a business, it's extremely difficult to get a bank account attached to the business if it is not in the same country, whereas in other countries, it's much easier to do. Just a tip. All right, guys, these are great questions. All right, Jessica Mendoza, how's it going? Are software programs like Clickfunnels adequate to drive foot traffic to our Amazon listing? So Clickfunnels is sort of an exception, and I'll explain that. A funnel, yes. The concept of funnels is simply means you grab my attention somewhere in social media, you give me a call to action, I obey the call to action, I end up on your listing, whether it's Shopify, WordPress, or your actual Amazon listing. Okay, that's the idea of a funnel. Bit by bit, boom, down to the point of buying. However, Clickfunnels has their own standalone system, their own checkout payments, their own cart, all of that stuff, their own landing pages. So it's kind of like a standalone over here. Clickfunnels is awesome. It's a brilliant concept, and I highly respect Russell Brunson with what he's done with that. What I highly recommend with Clickfunnels is use it to drive traffic to your Amazon, to your listings on your e-commerce webpage that are connected to Amazon. In other words, when you build your Shopify store, there's going to be a part in the back end. So every time someone buys it from your Shopify store, Amazon ships it. Isn't that cool? And the beauty of that is it builds your brand. Now you can do whatever you want with the customer. Like you can send them emails, you can ask for reviews, you have a lot more freedom. With Amazon, legally, they're still Amazon's customer. I know that, but it still bothers me when I say that, because like all the work we've done to build up these customers, yeah, but it's still their customer, but you're more limited. Does that make sense? I hope that's helpful to you. All right, Lisa, will I be able to preview my listing before I submit to live? It says it's suppressed. Should I delete it? I called Amazon. The lady, although very nice, did not have good English to understand me. You know, nothing's more frustrating than when Amazon does not give good help. Would you get me? Sometimes it can be so frustrating. Like, come on, guys, we're making you money. Help us here. I have to tell you, a lot of Amazon sellers know more about Amazon than the people you talk to at Amazon. They just like, like this is a trademark. This is how it works. Did you know that? So I understand your frustration. If it's suppressed, that means there's something wrong with the listing. Chances are your main photo may not have enough pixels. Can you guys remind me what the minimum is? I forget. Is it 1,000 by 500? I can't remember. But there's a minimum pixels it needs. It needs to have a white background, the main photo. You need to make sure you're not using any brand names in the title and in the bullet points, as well as the back end. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. So yeah, if it's suppressed, I would call them again. See if you can get someone who can speak good English so you can understand them. Thank you, Brandy. Seth, you're an inspiration. Do you recommend starting with FBM or jumping right into FBA? FBA 100%. Brandy, if you're in this to build a passive income machine, 100% go with that is exactly what I would do. Best way, says Atlantic, to launch a product in 2018 and rank 1 free. I'm not sure what you mean by rank 1 free, but I can tell you the best way to launch a product in 2018. You ready? You make it discoverable and you make it desirable. That is the best way. Now, how do you do that? As I said before, you run PPC ads to make it visible. You use your keyword report to test its conversion. You play with the main photo, you play with the price, and sometimes with the other photos and the product description and the bullet points in the title in order to optimize it. I'll share something else with you guys that you might find very helpful. Did you know that there are 2 kinds of conversion on your product? There's two ways to look at it. And most Amazon sellers I talk to, even some who are doing over $1 million revenue, 40-60% profits per year, do not look at this. And I don't know why. I am a believer of using all the tools you can so you can make more money. So let me show you. And this will relate to your question, Atlantic. There's 2 kinds of conversion. One is your listings conversion. And the other is your keyword conversion. Now, how do I get these, Seth? I go to business reports. I open up a parent-child listing ASIN report. You can just pull it right there. You don't have to download it. And you go and you look at your session percentage, okay? And it tells you what percentage of people purchased your product after they visited your page within a 24-hour period. And if the same person visited multiple times, it still counts as 1 session because you had to go, get a drink of water and you came back, right? So it still counts as 1 session. That's the listing conversion. How well does my listing convert? It gives you data. You just immediately can say, oh my goodness, this one's not converting very well. What do I need to do to change it? You start looking at your competitors, okay? Now there's another kind of conversion, and that's keyword. These do overlap, but this one's different. This one is when someone searches a particular keyword and my listing comes up, how many of them buy this? Now, how do you get this? 10 days after your ad report, you download your keyword report. It tells you conversion. It tells you at the top column. And before that, it'll say 7 days or 30 days or 15. You know what I'm talking about, guys? Those of you guys run PPC ads, you understand? You can see it on the report. It tells you your conversion. Now, what's funny is you'll find another keyword where your conversion is like, 5%, but this keyword, it's 25%. And you go, why would my listing convert different based on different keywords? Because of relevance. If I type in coffee mug 12 ounce and 100 people type that in and only 5 of them buy your listing when it comes up, but then take another 100 people, they type in cherry wood coffee mug 12 ounce and 25 of those 100 people buy it, what does that tell you? That the longer tail keyword converts better, which means you're going to spend more money promoting that keyword. So when people search that keyword, your listing shows up, and you spend less money promoting the other keyword where it just says coffee mug. You're not going to make that, you're not going to pause or make that keyword negative. You're just going to drop the bid. Does this make sense, you guys? This is so important. You want to understand your overall conversion, how to improve my listing? Okay, here we go. You want to know which keywords are helping you rank? Here you go. Oh, and by the way, if it's a really relevant keyword and conversion sucks compared to your other keywords, then you need to figure out, okay, what's wrong? Either the keyword's not relevant, though I thought it was, or my list, I'll give you an example. Let's say, I got a good one. Let's say you're selling a backpack, okay? And you have a backpack with an extra belt for back support. So when someone searches backpack with belt, okay, and it pulls up your listing, but not many people buy it. And you're like, wait a minute, but mine has the extra belt. Yeah, but did you notice your main photo doesn't show that extra belt? And did you know that people buy with these things? They buy with their eyes. So you have to make sure you're converting based on the photo. And the photo needs to show what the keyword is saying. Guys, just knowing this will make such a difference for you. It's the difference between going, man, my listing is just slumping along and it's taken off like crazy. You see, that's how you use your conversion. This is so important. What I'm telling you is gold. Use it, run with it, make money with it. It will make you want to know how Just When Dime Warriors are crushing it? Because they're applying these principles. That's why. They're taking it and they're running with it and they're doing it. And when someone falls and feels like they're limping along, someone comes and picks them up and says, you can do it. Let's keep going. It's awesome. That's why I love this community. Atlantic, look what you started, brother. Brother John, how are you, man? Seth, I have a question on automated customer emails. Do you know of a way to include a link or embed an instructional video? I know that Amazon is touchy on external links, approval process. Love this question because some very good things are coming out with Amazon, my friends. So the rumor is that if your brand is registered, and there are some samples, and I say that very loosely because I don't want to overstate, there are samples of people with brand registered items where they can actually include a video on the listing itself. Now, I'm going to get to your question one moment, John. So you actually, instead of just having photos and then a short video down here or a video for review, it's one of the photos, okay? That's awesome, you guys. If you embed a link on the emails that takes them off of Amazon's platform, you put your listing and your account at risk. And to my knowledge, there's no safe way to do that. Now, we used to do that, John. We would have people go to the link. You can embed it. There are tools that do that. Even John Toolbox can do that. But at the least, that link takes them to a page to leave a review, or it takes them to a page to contact you as the buyer. But if it takes them off of Amazon, that becomes a problem. So that instructional video, and it depends on the product, if the nature of your product is the kind where they need to understand how it works in order for it to convert versus just see that it's a beautiful product, then instructional video, once your brand registered, is perfect. Let me give you an example. If your product is in the science and industrial category, my friends, where it requires something very specific to get it working or to understand its concept, a how-to instructional video on the listing is awesome. Some people think, well, wait, shouldn't that be after? No, it could be right there. But if your product is more fashion-oriented, it just needs to look beautiful, like my beautiful t-shirt, which I know you guys all appreciate, or just a necklace, all you need to do is see it on a person, okay? Just see it on a person, and it looks nice, and it looks good, and they can see how it looks, and the fat, okay, they don't need an instructional video. Here's how you put on a necklace, right? So yes, that is what I can tell you about that, brother. I hope that's helpful. All right, Bob Shu, Just One Dime member, relaunched our first $25 product. I love that price point, by the way. $4,000 the first month. Wow. Auto campaign produced just 1 2-word keywords that get sales, other sales from ASINs. Don't you love how that happens? The ASIN shows up in your automatic. Went manual, but A cost stays at 60%. Question, Bob. First of all, huge congratulations for generating, I'm assuming you're talking about revenue, not profit, but still generating that amount to get your business going. That is awesome. What is your profit margin compared to your A costs? And you guys know this, you want your A cost to be lower than that profit margin within that first month, hopefully at least month and a half. Now, first for the first 2 weeks, your A costs, that by the way, it's advertising cost to sale. In other words, what it means is if my A cost is, let's say I'm selling this for $10, okay? And it costs me $10 to sell it, then I didn't make any money, right? My A cost is 100. I had to spend 10 to make the 10 back. So it's 100% advertising cost of sale. You want your advertising cost of sale to be lower than your profit margin. The difference is what you're making. The first week or 2 or 3, it's going to be up to 200, 250%. Perfectly normal because you're collecting data. So the stage you're in now, Mr. Bob, is you want to optimize the listing that you have. So find the keywords that have, let's see, did you say how long you've been running it? I don't think you did. Okay, I'm going to assume you've been running it for a month. Download your keyword report. Look at all the keywords that are highly relevant, but the A cost on those individual keywords is high. It's above your profit margin. You're not going to make it a negative keyword. You're not going to pause it. You're just going to drop the bid down to the suggested bid or a little below the suggested bid. It'll save you money. You do not want to make it a negative keyword because you will lose ranking for that keyword. Then the ones that have a really good A cost are really low, like 10% or 12 or 20%. Those you're going to bid on aggressively enough so that you always show on the top page of search results under sponsored ads. That's where you go in and you tweak your listing. If you find any keywords that are not relevant, not highly relevant to your listing, how do I know if it's relevant? You just type in the keyword in Amazon, and if under 50% of the first page of search results is your product, under 50%, you know it's not relevant. For those, I would no longer bid on them. It's dangerous because it'll just cost you money. You only want the highly relevant. I hope that's helpful, brother. All right. Hey, Seth, I'm from Croatia. Wondering, is it possible from here what to do if you live here? Yes, 100%, my friend. You absolutely can do this from Croatia. We teach you how to do this in Just One Dime. I'm knowledgeable in clothing and shoes. Awesome, Amber. So should I sell in that category or electronics, which I have no knowledge about? Clothing and shoes, yes, I would do it. Understand it is going to be difficult. My wife and I have been doing this for a while. It took us a long time to start really making good money in clothing and shoes. We had an advantage because my wife knows clothing really well. She's arbitraged it forever. She still does. She still goes into stores. She'll be in her, what we call her studio closet, and she's in there taking pictures, and she loves it for eBay. But launching on Amazon requires a lot of brand value. Now, Amazon has come out with their own clothing brands. Clothing brands have become less controlled. You know how for a while there's like 8 or 20 different major clothing brands, and it's so hard to even dream of breaking through? That's changed. People are starting to think different and open their mind to different, smaller, newer brands. You're just going to have to find a niche. One of the fastest ways to make money in clothing and shoes is start with accessories. Earrings, bracelets, necklaces. Man, I messed up. I just said bracelets. Bracelets, necklaces, bags, cases for sunglasses, headbands, handkerchiefs, anything that's an accessory light. The reason is there's less loyalty to those than clothing. So you can start with those and then start doing clothing alongside. And as people start to get to know your brand through the items that people are not brand loyal to, they'll transfer that brand loyalty over to clothing, and that's where you make really big money. Hope that's helpful, Amber. Great question. All right, man, it's already 1:07. I feel like I could do this all day, you guys. Okay, cool. Guys, I hope this has been super helpful to you. I got to run. I got to get back in that room and take care of some stuff. I love you guys. Hang in there. Keep going. Keep crushing it, okay? You guys can make this happen. I wish you guys success. If you're not part of Just One Dime, the prices are going up, double to triple to quadruple. We don't know yet. very soon. So if you want to become part of Just One Dime before they go up, do so. I'm just telling you so later you don't go, Seth, you never told me. Because after that, we're not going to go back and we're not doing that. It's confusing. It takes forever and we're just going to be straight up. So they will go up. If you don't want to, totally fine. I hope this is still helpful to you. If you do decide to join, we're going to do everything we can to help you absolutely crush it on Amazon. Here's my goal. Here's my dream, you guys. I'll close with this. Someone emailed me this morning. It's like, tell me, what's the reason you love coaching? I'll tell you. It is not passive income. Is it income? Yes, it is not passive. Not at all. It's because I love it. And here's why. I get to help build people. I want to build people. I want to raise up an army of entrepreneurs who can impact the world in a positive way. We can invest together. We can become wealthy together. We can help people. We can give back to countries that need help. There's so many plans and ideas that I and my wife and our team of coaches and staff have. I cannot wait to share more of them with you guys. That's our goal. We want to build an army of entrepreneurs who think outside the box. The buy box, no, the box. All right. You guys have an awesome day. I'll see you later.